Hello everyone and welcome back to another World of Tanks console video. My name is Zach and today we have the October plan ahead or uh, reveal for the next month of what Wargaming plans to do for console. Of course this reflects all console stuff, so if anyone watches and is a PC player, you can bask in the gloriness of console. Alright, so we're going to start off with something that you can find on the portal, the October overview. This of course being the release or detailing the outline of what you can expect coming out of October, and right away you can see what's going on. Everybody's long awaited and most asked question from the community, the Swedish debut. That's right people, we finally get the Stark Stridsvagn S1 tank destroyer and Stridsvagn M4257 medium tank. I'm assuming these are both going to be the premium tanks to jumpstart everyone into, which is odd. I didn't know that they had a M4257, but I'll have to look into that later. So, jumpstart the growth of your Swedish crews with our first Swedish tanks. The Stark Stridsvagn S1 is a hero tank destroyer that introduces siege mode, perfect for zeroing in and destroying enemies. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with the siege mode mechanic coming into World of Tanks console, I will post a link to a video that World of Tanks PC did for theirs, because that is, I can't match the quality of the descriptions that they put in there, and I will link that in the description down below. But carrying on, we're going to get the variant S1 here with the Swedish flag. Now they did the exact same thing with the Czechoslovakian Skoda T40 medium tank, where it came with the flag painted all over the tank. Again, I'm assuming that later on, maybe, I'm not sure if it's going to be within a month, that they'll release the normal unpainted S1, as most people kind of prefer it. But at least they're giving you a choice of two tanks and having it, the tank destroyer with the siege mode, which I assume a lot of people are going to buy anyway, along with the medium auto-loading tank. So something else we can look forward to. Ooh, by the way, forgot to mention this. These will be available from October 5th to the 26th. Sorry. Trying to keep up here. So, new maps. Pilsen and Redshire 1944 will also be released on October 5th. Two new maps hit consoles. On Pilsen, find your way through a maze of construction equipment and factory buildings. Block artillery shots using the overwhelming pipelines. Oh, sorry. Overhanging pipelines. I saw overwhelming for a second. I really got to look into those glasses. You can also experience the Redshire 1944, a new alternate history version of the original Redshire. Now, both of these maps are very noted on PC. If you watch any of Quickie Baby's videos, you can pretty much, I believe he's highlighted the Pilsen quite a bit. Redshire 1944, I've only seen a few times that he has. There was only, I believe the last one I saw was a bat shot, but it extends out more to the left of the map when you spawn on the southern side. So what is that, west? West towards the map, they actually introduced these buildings and a castle, giving it a little bit more area that you can Y to. I don't know if the other side was affected. I don't assume so. This is probably just a little bit larger map, that they just include the castle and a newer spot to hide. But here's some photos of that. This is the castle we're speaking of. I don't know if this will be a passable bridge. I'm assuming the only tank that will be able to pass under there is the ELC, but we'll have to see when you actually get on it. We have the windmill, and I believe this is still included in Redshire. Yes, so it is. But this castle will be kind of a new spot for people to take advantage of. Go in, spot off through the middle, and it'll at least divide the map a little bit more, because at this point everybody just goes to the east side, brawl it out, and that's where most of your heavies should be. The mediums take the center of the map, and the light tanks normally try to make a dash on the western side of the map along this side to try to go scout out the arties. So if this would be Pilsen, this would be the more notable or more recognized map from PC. This one is actually featured in quite a few of his replays recently. I'm actually interested to see how they'll they'll adjust this for console, because as you know, console technically has some, because we're all on the same type of equipment. All consoles, Xbox One and PlayStation, have their own, uh, are all equal as far as upgrades go. They're able to put in more stuff than they can on PC because everybody uses different equipment. So it'll actually interesting to see what stuff is they add on to the map that's different from PC. Maybe they open up a different section of the map. It'll all around. We'll see how this one goes. But if you've watched any of Quickie Baby's videos, as I said, you'll probably be like, okay, I know where to go. I can take advantage of this spot. The light, I believe on the eastern side of this map, there's just an open road that most of the light tank, well, I say open road, but it's an open area, that open field that light tanks will most likely be taking advantage of the dips and the hills to run across, get onto the other side of the map, and the heavy tanks will of course still be brawling it out in the city. But it'll be a great map to see how it functions over here on console. All in all, very good to see some new maps. I know everybody's wanting all the older maps back, but at least we get some new ones to be added into this. Now I do know on the 28th of September, which I believe is tomorrow, there will be a small 20-minute downtime that will be released explaining, I believe they're fixing some of the map issues that people were asking for, opening up some of the tier sensitive maps that you can only access within certain tiers. And they're fixing the ones that can be played on by tier 4 through 10 matches. And this, of course, is the open field here. All in all, good to see. Moving down, we got war stories beginning on October 17. Kennedy's War. The Cuban Missile Crisis heats up as Kennedy administration leads the attack against Soviets off the coast of Florida. This one hits right close to home. Continue the story and unlock special offers in the store. So I'm assuming you'll be able to do something like similarly with the last war stories we got. I don't remember the name of that one. Where when you accomplish the, upon completion of the story, you're able to unlock a special offer for the snake bite. I haven't completed mine, but either way, I already have the snake bite, so I was a little bit disappointed that they're going to do that. Now on to what everybody is looking forward to, the Halloween event that Wargaming started last year. I bought the bundle, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy the bundle along with most of you. Spooky creatures that lurk around every corner this month, with a creepy Halloween theme in the garage and terrifying new monster tanks entering the fray. Hole and Hounds got bite, so don't be the one to get bitten, and China's Type 62 becomes a fire breather we always knew it was. Now, I do have something here I will show you, going into a little bit more detail after this, but if you can't see this image, don't worry, we'll come back to this. So, the Hollandhound, I don't know how to say this, the Panzer, I don't know, M4190. As far as I can understand, this is basically the Brazilian Bulldog, and the Type 62, I believe this would be the first time we're actually seeing this on console, because I couldn't find anything on the website of a Type 62 or the portal up here in the Tankopedia. Maybe that'll probably be the first iteration of the Type 62, and we'll see the normal Type 62 come later on. And of course, the Monster Hunt Urnop, which starts from October 20th to November 1st, and the monster bundles come back from October 13th to November 9th. The monsters are back, trap in a variety of spooky bundles, or pick targets and earn it in the Monster Hunter Urnop. So again, we're actually getting one of the most requested things is we get another Urnop for the month of October. You get to choose which of these tanks you're going to be getting. I'm assuming for most of the people who were disappointed by last year's, everybody's going to be going after the Lycan. It's one of the most favorable tanks as far as the bundle went, but a lot of people would probably be also looking forward to the Gornish KV5 if you don't have the KV5 and this is an Urnop. This is probably going to be an interesting month to say the least, to see how they do this one. Of course, we have Monsters Awaken mode. That's right, it's back. Monsters Awaken mode, October 27th to November 1st. We're bringing back the Monsters Awaken mode with 2 new Awakened monsters, the Hollandhound and Dragon. No purchase or earning of a monster tank is necessary. As always, you can all play the provided Spectre, which is just a T-34. I want to say it's a T-34-88 or 85. I'm not really sure which one it was exactly, but you can run around as a ghost tank again, even if you don't have any of the monster tanks. I have all four, so the monster earn up doesn't really affect me as much. If you could earn the new tanks, I might play it. If you do get a monster, then feel free to bring the Kaiju, Lycan, Gornish, Revenant, Hullenhound, or Dragons into the mode and see them in their awaken to a whole new level of terror. Now, last year, I believe the Gornish's awaken mode uh, had it constantly revive hit points. It was like one every couple seconds. It was just constantly reviving. The Lycan, whenever it had a full clip in the magazine, it became awakened and had a symbol on its back that you would gain increased mobility. The Revenant, of course, if you don't remember, the Revenant had its basically everything. It's modeled with the, if this is the same map, Himmelsdorf, as last year. There'll be a bunch of Revenant Panthers dead around, and unless you auto aim, you won't actually be able to find them. They blend in with the, as long as they don't move, they blend in with their surroundings, causing it to just, you'll be shooting at dead tanks everywhere. And lastly, I believe the Kaiju breathes, was it fire? Yes, it breathes fire. Along with, they had like small consumables that you could get around that would give you fire as well for the Gornish. I think the Gornish and the Kaiju could both breathe fire. I'm not too sure on that, but it'll be interesting to see. The Holland and Dragon, I can't wait to see what their awaken mode is. Of course, they'll probably introduce the video for this later on this month, closer towards October 27th, of course, being there. So it'll probably be the week before we'll get to see some of the stuff. So Oktoberfest Ops begins from October 2nd to the 8th. The Blitzkrieg German Sampler Bundles, October 2nd to the 15th. We're extending the festivities of Oktoberfest with delicious sampler bundles of our favorite German medium and heavy tanks, and the opportunity to play special ops to make your way up the German vehicle lines. Now, this is something that you guys probably want to take advantage of if you haven't heard the news already. The Panzerkampfwagen 7, I hope I said that right, I really don't remember. The newest to the German heavy line will be added along with the VK 101P Tier 8 and the Mauchen Tier 9. So the 4502A and 4502B will be moved down and be adjusted to the new Tier 10 that will be coming in. And the VK 101P, along with the Mauchen, will now be heading itself down towards the mouse. So if you haven't heard about that, well, there you go. Try to grind out as much experience during this event. That will be going up and released with update 4.1, I believe is what they called it. So I don't know. They didn't give a release date for that, but that's just a head start to give you guys the lowdown of that if you hadn't heard. Get head start bulking up. Of course, I'm saving all my free experience right now currently to go through the Swedish tank line, and I can't wait to try out the siege mode S1. So of course we get some new emblems. The Chinese Moon emblem, obviously the cooler looking emblems. Emblems from October 2nd to November 1st. And this one over here, this dragon one, actually looks pretty unique. Can't wait to see it. The Halloween emblems, October 5th to November 1st. This wolf was a wolf over the moon, an owl with a star, a bat flying in the moon, a ghost, the Reaper, and I'm pretty sure that's a werewolf. So I don't think that represents any tanks in specific, but I might get the wolf one. That one seems pretty unique. I'm not a person that normally goes around buying the emblems, but these ones seem pretty interesting. So, to say the least, they're pretty cool. The monster tank emblems are back again, October 5th to November 1st. Each of the previous four are here, so you can buy them for your tanks, along with the brand new dragon and the Hollandhound. I'm assuming the Hollandhound just means werewolf? I'm not sure. I should probably look that up. And the medal for the Hunter Op as well. So the Lycan Hunter, the Gornish Hunter, the Revenant Hunter, the Kaiju, the Holland Hound, and the Dragon Hunter. And of course, most of us should have it by now. This will be the third year of the Halloween event from console. The Spectres, which I believe you just have to destroy the Spectre. I'm not too sure. Really should have probably said how to get those. But that's the Halloween or October overview. Now back to up here, I forgot to cover this a little bit. These two will be in from October 13th to November 9th. The new monster tanks, and that'll give me at least a couple weeks to separate it from the Swedish tanks. What is that, about a week and a half? But they'll also be updating the garage from October 13th to the 31st, so look forward to that. If you like your garage now, just get ready for a little bit of Halloween finesse. So moving on, just to give you a little bit of noticeable thing here. I'm just going to minimize this to point out something here. This is the Type 59G or the Type 59 Gold that is currently on the Chinese server. Now, a lot of people ask me about this on my live stream, sometimes when I minimize my window. This is only on PC, and this is only on the Chinese server or the Asian server. It's a very cool looking tank, and we've been asking some of the devs from console to see maybe if they would implement it. The reason I bring this up, of course, is because of the Type 62 that we're going to be getting, and this. So, if you can't tell already, the one on the left is the Type 62 Dragon, and the one on the right is the M4190, which again I believe it's just the Brazilian Bulldog. Roughly how it's supposed to, as far as the stats go, is what it is. But if you look closer to the Type 62 on the left there, you'll notice that that turret looks very familiar, and it should be no surprise that turret or that gun is exactly the same as the Type 59G. Now, I don't know if that was intentional, which if it was, we finally get something similar to the Type 59G, and even better, it's on a light tank, because both of these are light tanks. The aesthetics of the M41 on the side are still pretty cool. I like the skulls dripping off of that, or hanging off of it with the chains. You can see it has spikes on the front. I like these tanks, and some people complain about the special tanks that we get, the hero tanks or the special camo tanks, and I like them. Again, they point it out all the time. If you don't like the tanks, don't buy them. But personally, I like the tanks. They kind of give you console unique version, and I've had a lot of PC players stop in on my stream, see the IS-3A or the Revenant, the 131, that, some of them have similar tanks, but they don't have those unique skins. So I give kind of credit to Wargaming for that. They, at least the console side, really keep hammering in those special unique stuff to separate console even more from PC. But enough of that. I really like the design of the Type 62. That's solely why I'm gonna buy it, because that turret and that gun. Now it's actually interesting to see that they're calling the Gornish or the Type 62 the Dragon, and the Gornish, I believe, was the same thing. It's supposed to represent the dragon as well. Or was I wrong in that? I have to look up some facts later. But interesting as it is, we'll be looking forward to the new Halloween tanks and Halloween event this year. I'll be live streaming that, hopefully. Let me see about the dates for that. Yeah, no, I'll be able to do the Halloween stream. Cool. This year. So again, this will be pretty fun to look at. Again, Type 62. I'm just waiting to see how it's gonna look. I mean, it basically looks the same as the Type 59G. Oh, this in itself just makes it more entertaining. But I'm looking forward to the Swedish tanks just as much. So tell me what you guys feel, or looking forward to most out of the October. I don't know when update 4.1 is going to be released exactly, but this is just covering the October overview that Wargaming normally does monthly, and I'll try to keep up with this more along in the future. But that's it for today, guys. Have a good night. Take care.